Hello, welcome to the new Generation Indie Gods 1 channel. I am your host. My name is Malcolm, and today I'm going to travel back a little bit. When I was 5 years old, we're going to travel back to 1999 because what I have in my possession was a good wrestling organization, which is still my favorite to this day. Still a hardcore fan of it. Even though I came in a little bit late watching it, after watching some of these DVDs and watching some of the stuff on Dailymotion and YouTube, it was this one of a kind promotion that I always loved. It had great superstars from Just Incredible to Lance Storm to New Jack to Tommy Dreamer, my favorite, Raven, and the Sandman, Sabu, Rob Van Dam. If you already can figure that out already, this is ECW I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm talking about ECW. So, since I'm traveling back to 1999, I think it would be fair to get the first, well, not the first pay-per-view in the 99 era, but one of the pay-per-views that I recently ordered. Sorry, upside downish, but that's okay. First video, we all make mistakes. ECW's Heatwave 99. This event took place in Dayton, Ohio, July 18th, 1999. We kick off the night with superstars saying that they are going to be the hottest stars of ECW's Heatwave 99. We get from promos like Chris Chetty, Nova, and then there's the Dudley Boys, who, to be honest, was the more entertaining, not more, like the more funny kind of entertaining match, as they talk about they're not going to be the hottest stars. They're going to put uh, Balls Mahoney and Little Spike Dudley through flaming tables in their tag team match against them for the ECW tag team titles. Then we get Taz, then about him choking out Tajiri because Tajiri knocked him out in his own hometown of Queens, New York. And then we get another more promos from the Impact players of Just Incredible and Lance Storm. And I gotta say, I was laughing at Just Incredible as soon as he said, "That's not just the coolest. That's just not just the best." And then he was looking at Dawn Marie's breasts and saying, they're just incredible." Yeah, then we get the last one, I believe. I believe it's Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. They're talking, Jerry Lynn, we start off with Jerry Lynn talking about he doesn't like Rob Van Dam. He will never will like Rob Van Dam. But he respects the hell out of him because he knows the type of punishment that he can do in the ring. So that's why he picked him as his tag team partner so he can take on the Impact players live in the main event. Then we cut to Rob Van Dam about he's mad at Bill Alfonso, he's mad at Sabu because he is going to be Jerry Lynn's partner, and then they have a little bit of words and a little bit of pushing and shoving. And we all know that Rob Van Dam at this time was like, the show off of the team. Like, oh, nobody can beat me. I'm the television champion. I'm Mr. PPV RVD. I'm the whole effing show. That kind of thing. I love Rob Van Dam. I loved all the promos here. And let's get down to the matches itself. Start off the night with, my notes tell me here. Start the night with Chris Chetty and Nova taking on Danny Dorian and Roadkill with Congeniality, if I said that right. If you don't know who Mrs. Congeniality is, I'm going to show you right here. Does she look familiar to you? Yeah, it's Lita. Yeah, Lita was in ECW for quite a while. I think way through 1999, I believe, till she left and went to the WWE. Danny Dory and Roadkill start off a little bit of a promo. The fans are calling Lita a whore, a slut, and all that other stuff. And then Danny Dory getting mad, saying she's not a slut, she's the most beautiful woman on the face of the earth. Da 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 da. And then I believe like he proposes to her, but out of all the things that he could propose to her, we all as men, we always get a ring to our woman. But no, not Danny Dory. He asks Roadkill to give him something, and well, apparently he gives Mrs. Conjure He gives Lita's, well, character in ECW a condom. Yes, she gives. Yes, Danny Dory gives Lita a condom to propose with. That was pretty fucking funny. Pretty funny. If you ask me, it's pretty funny. I got nothing to say. But other than that, we start with Chris Chetty and Nova. They get into the ring, and what the hell is Chris Chetty wearing? I have no idea. I really have no freaking idea. Other than that, this match was the opener. It was an okay opener, kind of high spots here and there. I believe what one of the highlights is, like, it was like what the ending, between the ending of the match. Chris Chetty, everybody is down. Then Chris Chetty wants to start dancing in the middle of a match. He has the match won. You can pin Danny Dory at this point with the Amityville Horror, but no, you start dancing, and what makes it more funny, Lita starts dancing with Chris Chetty. Then Nova steps in, and then Lita slaps Chris Chetty, and it hurts Chris Chetty's face gimmick. Like, you gotta love the face gimmick. Anyway, he hits Lita with the Amityville Horror. Then I believe they hit the tidal-away on Roadkill. They get the 1-2-3. Chris Chetty Nova win the match. You know, as a rate for this match at the beginning, this was an entertaining match. Yeah, it was a little bit of comic relief. If you want to start off the show like this, I'm gonna give this match probably a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, I wasn't gonna give it a 3 or something else like that. It was a comic relief match. It was a entertaining match, tag team match. Yeah, I mean, the whole beginning condom segment joke was just out there, but Chris Chetty basically kind of stole that match with his little gimmick and the face gimmick. Yeah, that pretty boy gimmick. Um, Other than that, this match was okay. It was a decent way to open up the show. Like I said, I'm giving it 2.5 out of 5. Next, we get Jason versus Jazz in an intergender match, I believe. Um, to be honest, this was a little entertaining match. It was pretty good to show off how can Jazz wrestle with men in the ring. And you know what? I love Jazz. I loved what she did in ECW. She was like that Amazon, the muscle type. Jason, on the other hand, the self-proclaimed sexiest man on earth. That was his gimmick, and I believe he was the manager for the Impact players. But all kidding aside here, let's get to the match itself. The match was pretty good. There was a spot, I believe, where Jazz had a steel chair on Jason's nuts, and then another steel chair comes in, and then she just just hit the steel chair on Jason's nuts. That was just ouch. That was just an ouch factor, man. Shoot, I even had to grab my own just to make sure that I had mine up there. Other than that, this match was pretty okay. It was the start to make Jazz give a push to Jazz, because Jazz kind of kicked herself out of the Impact players. So, yeah, I think it was pretty good to make the fans loving Jazz. I was starting to root for Jazz the whole way. This match, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. Not that bad, but, Jazz wins the match via Jazz Stinger. Next, we get now, this next match, I gotta tell you, the story here is we get Little Guido versus Super Crazy. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Every time when I see Super Crazy, Little Guido, and Tajiri all in a match together, or one-on-one, or triple threat match, or what have you, you know you're gonna get a good match out of this. So the storyline here is that I believe at not a last pay-per-view, but at an event somewhere, Little Guido picked up a victory over Super Crazy, and Super Crazy wanted retribution over Little Guido to even the score, because the last time these two men met, Big Sally Graziano, who was the manager of Little Guido, interfered in the match. So we get Super Crazy and Little Guido. They go at it. They're going at it. It was a pretty good kind of match. It was a good match out of all. There were some spots. Super Crazy, you already know what you're going to get from him. He's a high flyer. He's a luchador. Like most luchadors, they will let the go in the air. And as for Little Guido, he's a submission specialist. He will love to get the tap out, love to rim the joints and everything else like that. Other than that, this match was really good. It was a good, entertaining match. I think it hit to the 10-minute mark, I believe. And, I was pulling for Super Crazy all the way. I was happy that Super Crazy won it. Other than that, it was kind of funny to see him also get on top of seeing Little Guido and Big Sal interact with each other. And, I'm just happy, too, for Little Guido because to get him out of that shell of that comic relief of the FBI and now making him into a serious wrestler. I kind of like that. And with Super Crazy, I also love it how his high flying ability. I believe that I think he Hurricane Rana Big Sal. If I remember, he did Hurricane Rana Big Sal, and that was pretty funny. And then the way he ends the match was with a via Super Crazy Bomb. It's like a power bomb, and shoot, Little Guido was folded up into a little like a little an accordion, and man, that was just it was an entertaining match. I see it. See, a really entertaining match. Love both superstars. They both can do damage in the ring. I'm gonna give this match a 3 out of 5. Next, we get a promo from Joey Styles. Next, we get a promo from not Joey Styles. I apologize. A promo from Paul E. So Paul Heyman talks about the next match for the ECW Tag Team titles. The challengers, Spike Dudley and Balls Mahoney versus the Dudley Boys. The storyline here at Hardcore Heaven 99. I believe it was Spike and Balls Mahoney facing the Dudleys. I remember the Dudleys winning that match. That's another review for another time. But also, it's how the Dudleys have been, beating Balls Mahoney to a pulp, hitting him through flaming tables, attacking him from behind, also attacking their half-brother Spike Dudley behind. It was like a game of one-upsmanship. I believe like there was one part in the promo where the Dudleys they're beating up Spike Dudley, but out of nowhere, Balls Mahoney hits Bubba Ray and Devon with a chair. And also to make this match more interesting, Balls Mahoney and Spike Dudley, if they would have lost this match, if they were to lose the match, they would never ever get another shot at the tag team titles. That was pretty fair, but other than that, let's talk about the match itself. We first get a promo from Joel Gertner, who has great poetry, by the way. And then we get the Dudleys. They're just getting on the fans. I remember they got on this lady saying, we got a mother in the front row who taught her daughter how to suck dick. We got some blonde faggot in a Hawaiian shirt right here. And then they're just agitating the fans. They're just dogging them out. They're spitting on them. All kinds of shit. All kinds of crazy That's the Dudley Boys for you. They drew money. They know how to get the fans under their skin. And then, yeah, Joe Gertner cuts, his poetry thing, that poetry about, is I the quintessential stump-uppin' Joel? I always leave them sore, but they keep coming back for more. Gertner. Other than that, this match was pretty good. I'm going to give it... It was a hardcore brawl. It was just a plain hardcore tag team tornado brawl. Balls Mahoney and Spike Dudley win this match. we got new tag team champions. They win by via schoolboy, I believe. And then at the end of the match, Bubba Ray and Devon, they beat the hell out of Spike and Balls Mahoney. Then they get 2 tables, and then they start putting lighter fluid, and then put the flaming table. Instead, I think they botched it a little bit with Balls Mahoney. Really botched it because Bubba Ray, I think he power bombs. No, Devon, I believe he tries to power bomb Balls Mahoney, but bam, Balls Mahoney didn't hit the flaming table, but he landed neck first on the mat. He wasn't moving. But Spike, on the other hand, wasn't so lucky. I don't know how you can say how so lucky getting your neck broken. But anyway, they put Spike through a flaming table. And then the Dudleys, they're grabbing, well, there used to be their tag team belts. And then we hear Natural Born Killers theme. That means only one man that can come out to Natural Born Killers by Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. That being the original and only Gangsta New Jack. Yes, New Jack makes his return to ECW and beats the living hell out of both Bubba Ray and Devon. It was nice to see New Jack come back after getting I think after leaving ECW right after CyberSlam 99, I'm assuming here. Other than that, it was so great to see New Jack beat the hell out of the Dudleys. It was awesome. But as for the match itself, I doubt that Daily Motion or YouTube will ever post this, but will post the match. But to be honest, if you're into hardcore brawls like myself, anything goes. There's blood everywhere. There's weapons everywhere. There's spots everywhere. This is the match for you. And as for me, you know what? The titles were on the line. I did buy Balls Mahoney and Spike winning, and I did buy them as a tag team. They were really good as a tag team. So I'm gonna give this match a 4 out of 5. A straight 4 out of 5. Next, we get an interview from Tommy Dreamer, who's, talking about TNN. ECW has the contract with TNN that's now known as Spike TV at the time. And also, he's all emotional. He's breaking down. He's crying. And then here comes Steve Carino telling why Tommy Dreamer's actually out there is because Tommy Dreamer has 2 herniated discs in his back, and he was supposed to announce his retirement. So Steve Carino, trying to get major heat as a heel, saying that Tommy Dreamer, you should bow to me, you should put me over like this. You're a has-been, da-da-da-da-da. So Tommy Dreamer gets mad, saying, I'm not going to put you over. I've been in this company for 6 years. You've been in this company for, 6 months? Like this, I'm not going to put you over. You have to earn your spot. And then we get Steve Carino attacking Tommy Dreamer, who eats punches, by the way. I don't know. Tommy Dreamer just ate those punches. And then out of nowhere, we see Tajiri, who's beating down Tommy Dreamer and also kicking Francine as well. And then they also, I think it was Jack Victory, Steve Carino, and Tajiri. They're gonna and Rhino as well. I'm sorry, and Rhino. They were also attacking Dreamer and Francine, and then they had Tommy Dreamer in the Triantula. All that for Tommy Dreamer to catch Tajiri so he can be bait for Taz. So then we get our ECW World Heavyweight title match. Taz versus Tajiri. And you know what? Taz, man, as ECW champion. But as for Tajiri, I was going to put this as a squash match, but Tajiri literally brought his A game until the last, 5 minutes. And then, you get suplexes through the table, we get kicks to the head, and it was just like an all-out brawl. There was a lot of wrestling moves involved in it, but Taz was more like the powerhouse in this match, and you can tell by it. how Taz went to the match, however, I believe they zoom out the camera because I believe Taz has some kind of barbed wire in his hand, and then he put on the Taz mission. So I'm going to show you how the match really ended via murder. Taz won by via murder of this match because of this right here. I don't know how my camera is getting the good quality. If you could see, Taz got the Kanta Hajime locked down and also has the barbed wire inside of Tajiri's mouth. They say via submission. No, I'm saying via murder. Other than that, this match was really, it was entertaining. It was really good. It was an eye opener to see what Tajiri can do with the ECW, in the main event kind of quality. So I'm gonna give this match a 4 out of 5. Next, we come to our main event. The Impact Players versus Rob Van Dam and Jerry Lynn. You know what? This match was entertaining. It was awesome. And believe it or not, this was the match of the night for me. This was the match of the night. The storyline here is Jerry Lynn has had it up to here with the Impact Players, costing him his chance on dethroning Rob Van Dam as television champion. And also for Rob Van Dam, he also wants to get his hands on Just Incredible. I believe Just Incredible caned Rob Van Dam, and Van Dam's not liking that any kind of bit. He wants Just Incredible. And also, to make matters more crazy for it, here's the thing though, with the storyline here for the Impact Players. The Impact Players want to take over ECW. Let's say that. They want to take over ECW. For Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam, they don't like each other. And then there's things about, can they work as a tag team? There was a lot of great wrestling moves and a lot of great wrestling moves, a lot of great high spots. And I believe the ending was pretty good too. I did like how Rob Van Dam, at the point, it did look like Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam were going to lose this match after Van Dam frog splashed Jerry Lynn. He was trying to hit, I think, Lance Storm. But no, and after that, Lance Storm hooks the cover on Jerry Lynn. Jerry Lynn kicks out of the frog splash, and then I also believe Van Dam also went through a table to get on Just Incredible with. That was pretty cool too. And also, it was nice to see the Cradle Pile Driver on Lance Storm. 1, 2, 3. There's your main event. Jerry Lynn and Rob Van Dam pick up the win. Like I said, this was a great, entertaining match. It was a great way to end the show, especially what comes after the match. Sabu comes in, and Jerry Lynn, they're all mad at Van Dam, and then Sabu's mad at Jerry Lynn, Jerry Lynn's mad at Sabu, Van Dam's mad at both these two, and then these three men just punch the hell out of each other. They're beating the hell out of each other. Security and superstars are trying to break them up. And you know what? To be honest, that could have been the main event for the next pay-per-view. But that's another, but quite honestly, I'm going to say this now. We don't get that. We don't get a triple threat match at the next pay-per-view at Anarchy Rules, which I will review sometime shortly. Other than that, this pay-per-view was overall, let me say this. If you're a casual wrestling fan, I would recommend the Tag Team Championship match, the super crazy little Guido match, Taz and Tajiri and the Impact Players versus Lance Storm and Rob Van Dam. Other than that, this pay-per-view was really entertaining. I'm going to give this overall, like the main event, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. But overall, for this whole pay-per-view, overall, I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. This was really a really entertaining pay-per-view. And it was an entertaining 2 hours. An entertaining 2 hours. Let's say that. And you know what? If you're like a fan of wrestling, would you want all the good guys to win? This is the pay-per-view for you. None of the heels win. This was all face. Face, 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 face. All the good guys win in this one. But like I said, overall, I'm giving this pay-per-view a 4 out of 5. And big ups to High Spots for on Amazon for this DVD. I bought this for I believe what $14.99 plus the shipping and handling. And you know what? Kudos to High Spots and kudos to all of you that listen to my high pitched voice talking. Other than that, I'm signing off here. Stay tuned. I will stay tuned to this channel. I will probably do Anarchy Rules next. Travel back in 1999. Other than that, this is Malcolm. I'm your host, and I will see you the next time I see you. God bless.